Before we jump into the video, I just want to say that I'm currently taking part in a fundraiser hosted by the Bungie Foundation. This is to help raise money for kids among a bunch of other things, and if you actually click the link in the description and donate, you'll earn exclusive rewards inside of Destiny 2, 2 emblems, an emote, a ship, all of this depending on how much you end up donating. And if we reach our goal of $7,777, which is the Bungie number, I'm actually going to be getting a tattoo of a baby fallen somewhere on my body to thank you guys for your generosity. We're 1/3 of the way to our goal, so click the link in the description if you're interested, and thank you so much. Another TWAB, boys, and another week. Okay, I'm joking. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of a different video today compared to my normal array of content, but I figured it'd be best for me to post something rather than nothing while we all wait on the 30th anniversary event, and we kinda got a lot of really cool news today. So we have a lot of news concerning that before we jump into the TWAB related festivities, so hit that like and subscribe button if you'd like to see more of these kinds of videos from me, and let's waste no time and jump into this. Now, first thing I want to talk about today is of course the possibility that weapons from Bungie's past game Halo are going to be present inside of the upcoming 30th anniversary event, and we actually have a lot of evidence to back this up. Now, this evidence comes from a slew of new screenshots that Bungie posted both on Twitter and on their Steam page for this event, so let's just go ahead and sift through them and talk about what they have in them. Now, this screenshot right here features what looks like the loot room from the new 6-man activity Dares of Eternity, and you'll notice that there are multiple chests inside of this loot room for you to choose, featuring icons like armor, ships, ghosts, and all sorts of other things. We're not entirely sure how this loot system is 100% gonna work, but if I had to guess, you either get to choose one or a few chests at the end of each run to loot, and then run it back and try to farm for other gear. This screenshot as a whole looks really badass, and it really goes into that whole fantasy of just loot grind. You know, there's just nothing but a sea of loot whenever you come into this room, and kind of gives off Menagerie vibes. So I'm very interested to see how the loot mechanic is gonna work between grabbing all of these chests and what exactly the rewards inside of them are going to be. This next screenshot here looks to be perhaps the entrance to this new activity, as it looks like we have a Wheel of Fortune thing going on behind Xur and my homie Horsey, and it's probably going to be like Gambit, where it just randomly selects an enemy faction to try to keep things from getting stale while you're grinding this out. That's pretty much the main takeaway here, so let's go ahead and move on to the main thing that I want to talk about, which is this screenshot right here, which actually gives us some very clear looks at some of the new loot that the Guardians are holding inside of this Dares of Eternity activity. Now you can see a variety of things from the Ias Luna hand cannon, the 1,000-yard stare, the Claymore from Bungie's previous game Myth, and two very familiar looking weapons that look like they come from a funny game that's named after a ring. Now on the left we have a weapon that is clearly inspired by the focus rifle from Halo Reach, and this is actually Bungie's last ever Halo game, so it kind of makes sense. I know a lot of people have been comparing this thing to the Covenant Carbine, but it's not even close in terms of looks, as the barrel and the trigger area look absolutely nothing alike. Taking a look at the focus rifle comparatively, you'll see that the barrel is extremely similar. It also has a cylindrical design on the middle of the weapon, and the stock is nearly the same. Obviously, the Destiny 2 version has a magazine, which the focus rifle does not have, but I feel as though that's there to just keep parity with the rest of the trace rifles in the game and their reload animation. So if you ask me, this 100% looks like a Covenant weapon inside of Destiny 2, which of course is a callback to the Halo franchise. Now, the weapon to the right of this focus trace rifle, I'm a little torn on. I don't want to outright say that it's the battle rifle from Halo, but I really do hope so that it is. It's definitely very similar, but many pulse rifles bear resemblance to the BR from Halo, so I don't want to 100% say that's what it is to mislead people. I know a lot of people have drawn similarities to the Redrix model of Pulse, but I'm not in that boat either, honestly, because this entire event is all about celebrating Bungie's past, so I'm kind of leaning more towards it being a battle rifle from Halo, especially with it being right next to this clear, focus rifle inspired trace rifle, but we will have to wait and see. I am leaning more towards the BR though. And lastly, for the 30th anniversary news, it looks like we finally have a name for the dungeon that we'll be exploring on the Cosmodrome, and that is the Grasp of Avarice, and I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm going to roll with it. Now, this was updated alongside the screenshots of the 30th anniversary Steam page, and it says, Grasp of Avarice. Plunder the new 3-player dungeon inspired by farmed Cosmodrome loot caves of yore. Reveal a tale of riches and regret as you follow an adventurer who traded his humanity for treasure. With all that info out of the way though, let's go ahead and deep dive into the TWAB that dropped today, as we got quite a bit to go over in today's video, so go ahead and strap in. Now, first up, I want to talk about Trials. Now, this week coming up is going to be Trials Freelance, so for those of you guys that don't want to be constantly playing stacked teams inside of Trials, you just want to get in, play a few matches, do your bounties, get your rep, get some loot, Trials Freelance is going to be happening this week, aka tomorrow. Now, we're also going to be having Trials Freelance again on December 31st. Bungie wants to make sure that we know that we are going to be getting it a few more times before the end of the year, and to also expect another freelance on top of that, and another Capture the Zone Trials of Osiris game mode before Witch Queen. And it looks like we're also going to be getting a little bit more map variety as well, as Bungie's probably going to be pulling from lesser played maps to throw into the Trials playlist. Next up, we have the Moments of Triumph 2021, and it looks like it's going to be launching directly alongside the 30th anniversary update. So it looks like we're going to be getting this 30th anniversary update, Moments of Triumph, at the exact same time, and probably a few weeks later, towards the end of December, it looks like we'll probably be getting the Dawning. Now, we do have a little bit of a preview of the Moments of Triumph rewards that we've got. We have this Emblem, this Ghost, and this Sparrow, and I gotta say, the Emblem and the Ghost, that's some spice. All right, I just gotta say it, that is some spice right there. Really like the cosmetics for this year's Moments of Triumph. They look fantastic. Bungie, of course, is going to be implementing some IRL cosmetics via the Bungie rewards. We'll be able to earn things like a Strange Coin, a Moments of Triumph t-shirt, as well as a Moments of Triumph medallion for earning the seal. Now, next up, we have some pretty big quality of life changes here to the armor mods. We actually have an armor mod update, and it looks like we're going to be able to swap out our armor mods without needing to use Glimmer from here on out. And the specific wording that they have here is swap out your armor mods instantaneously at any time with no Glimmer or currency required. So I don't know if we're going to be able to swap them immediately, kind of like how we have with the shader system. So there's no kind of, holding the button and having that little cooldown between being able to swap your mods. Hopefully that's the case, because that's two quality of life changes in one that I'm definitely very happy with. They also talk about third-party apps like Destiny Item Manager, for example, being able to actually change your mods on that website, being able to, change your ornaments, being able to change your shaders, ghost projections, and all sorts of other stuff, so that's really cool. Speaking of these third-party apps, for the API developers of these apps are actually going to be making a special emblem for, which that seems very nice on their part. Speaking of emblems, we actually have a new Twitch bounty emblem. Now, I'm sure you guys are very familiar with the purple looking Twitch emblem that you basically get for donating 2 gifted subs to anybody that is using the Destiny 2 extension on Twitch. You basically donate subs to their channel, which is about $10, and you will get an emblem in return, so long as you have your Bungie account and Destiny stuff linked with Twitch. And so on December 16th, Bungie is going to be implementing a new emblem for people to earn via the Twitch bounty. That also means that the previous emblem is going to be going away. And if you guys are curious and you really want a fantastic Twitch streamer to donate these subs to be able to get this emblem, I mean, I kind of have an idea linked in the description. I'm not going to say anything more about that, but if you want to go check out the Twitch channel, feel free to. And on December 16th, you'll be able to donate those subs, and this emblem will be available. Now, moving on from there, we have some miscellaneous quality of life stuff again, starting off with ornaments, now being able to be directly purchased from your ornament slot on your exotics. That way you don't need to sift through Eververse. They're making it easier to spend money. Bungie, my wallet's already hurting enough, so please just stop. This isn't quality of life, okay? You're basically sucking the money out of me. But speaking of sucking the money out of me, we have my favorite bow in the game getting a new ornament, so your boy's probably gonna have to drop some money. Le Monarch is finally getting a new ornament, or just an ornament in general. Thank God. Absolutely love this bow. Very excited to cop this ornament. Now, moving on from there, we have a really good quality of life change here with the Blind Well now having more frequent drops for Dreaming City weapons. So if you're looking to round out your Dreaming City weapon collection, they say that they highly recommend giving the Blind Well a few runs. So it looks like running the Blind Well is actually going to have a pretty decent chance to actually give you weapons instead of armor that you're immediately going to shard right afterwards. We have a Dune Marcher's nerf. It says once a player is hit by a Dune Marcher's lightning chain, they cannot be hit again by Dune Marchers for 2 seconds, and that Dune Marcher's lightning now only chains on targets that are alive. So for people in the Crucible that have been malding about Dune Marchers for all their life, hopefully this will make your mold a little less intense. Moving on from there, we have the Icefall Mantle exotic that I don't know a single person that uses. It basically allows you to use your class ability to give yourself an overshield on command, and this overshield can now be canceled at any time by pressing your class ability again, so maybe Icefall Mantle might get a little bit more use. Now, a change that I'm very excited about is photosensitivity changes. Have you ever been playing Destiny and you've had like this Cabal commander shooting these big ass rockets at you and your entire screen is just white for the next 30 seconds and your brain is hurting? Well, basically they're making a bunch of changes to kind of, you know, make this not as intense like you're actually on the battlefield. I'm very excited for this. You know, I don't really have any issues with this per se. It's just really annoying for me to look at, and so I definitely feel for people that do have issues that, you know, don't like these flashing lights and it's way too intense for them. So I'm very glad that Bungie's making this change, and it greatly benefits me as well, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there that are watching this video. The last thing that Bungie talks about in this TWAB that is of importance is actually that the display-only text chat is going to be available for consoles with the release of the 30th anniversary update on December 7th. So if you guys are playing with PC players and you want to be able to see what they're typing, you can pull that up. And they're also going to be launching USB keyboard text chat for consoles whenever Witch Queen comes out, but they do say that you will not be able to use your keyboard to interact with the world or, you know, move your character or anything like that. It's only going to be used for typing in the chat. But guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I haven't done a news video in a very long time, so I really hope that you guys did enjoy today's video. I wanted to go over a lot of the 30th anniversary news that we got because I am very excited for this update. We also had all of the new TWAB stuff that I wanted to go over and talk about, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys haven't donated to the charity yet, the fundraiser that we're doing, first link in the description, you can get exclusive rewards for doing that. We're trying to reach $7,700, so, you know, if you want some exclusive emblems, some cosmetics, or anything like that, check that out. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all next time.